Hey y'all, how you doing? Danna here again. I know I hadn't been here a while, but I just wanted to pop in and show you how to make one of my family's favorites, and that is stroganoff. Now, you may think stroganoff, little old-fashioned. Oh my goodness, you're missing some goodness if you're not cooking stroganoff for your family. And between us, it's real easy. And I'm gonna show you that you can keep most of the stuff in your pantry and just pull it out when you need it. So, let's talk about where the recipe is. It's in Happiness is Homemade, y'all. And if you flip to page 70, that's where it's at. And you can get this book, Happiness is Homemade, y'all, on Amazon. So go there and order it. It'll come right to your mailbox. And it's got some really good recipes in it. So when you get it, turn to page 70 and you can make some good stroganoff. Let me tell you what our ingredients. You're gonna need some ground meat. Now I've either used ground beef, ground turkey, or ground venison. Today it's ground venison. You're going to need 2 tablespoons of flour. You're going to need mushrooms, and you're gonna need a can of evaporated milk. Now, if you don't have this, use regular milk. You're gonna need salt and pepper, as well as cayenne, mustard powder, yes, mustard powder, and garlic powder. And you're also gonna need, of course, some noodles to put over it after you get it cooked, delicious noodles. And then you're also gonna need some sour cream to cream it up. So these are the things you're gonna need for this stroganoff, and we're gonna have some good eating in just a little minute. See you in a second. Okay, y'all, we're gonna make this stroganoff now. The first thing you need is a good cast iron skillet. I've got my cast iron Dutch oven and my trusty spoon that I've had for 39 years. And we're gonna turn this heat up to high right now, and we're gonna put the oil in the bottom of the skillet, just like this. I'm gonna probably put about 2 tablespoons, maybe more. I'm gonna let that start heating up, and then we're gonna add our ground venison. And you just gotta wait for your skillet to get hot. There you go. Ooh, yeah, I can feel some heat coming off there. We're gonna let the oil start to ripple a little bit. And this is just, important to browning your meat and getting a good cook on your meat. Now, if you're using ground beef, when you get to a certain point, you're gonna need to drain the fat off the ground beef. But I'm using ground venison, which is my favorite, so I will not need to drain it. But just keep that in mind. If you're using ground beef, you will need to drain it. All right, let's add some of this meat. I've got 2 pounds right here. And 2 pounds of beautiful ground venison that my husband harvested, and so delicious. I'm a believer in seasoning as you go, so what we're going to do right now is put some salt in here. And you salt it to your family's taste. This recipe cooks very quickly, and you can have it on the table in no time. We're going to cover it up and let that heat get going good so it won't splatter everywhere as well. And we're just going to let this go. Make sure your meat's chopped up well enough, broke up well enough. Now you want to cook all this till you get all the pink out. So I'm stirring it through here, and I think we've got the pink out. And I'm going to do a little bit more salt right now, because remember, we need to work on our seasoning as we go. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is add our spices to this, because we've got this done. So we're going to take our flour, and we're going to add our spices to it. So this is what we've done here, and I need to put a little pepper in it. So let me pull that pepper up. Oh yeah. We like pepper in ours. And remember, you just add the increments that your family likes. So we're going to stir this all together. And then, whoops, before we do that, we're going to add our mushrooms. Let's get those mushrooms in there. We got to have mushrooms. So here we go. We're stirring these in. Getting those heated through and through. Then we're going to stir in a flour mixture. Now at this point you may want to adjust your heat. You got to watch it, make sure you're not burning anything, and you got to keep it stirring it, and you got to cook the flour, which is what we're doing now. And if you feel that's not enough flour, you can always add more. And cook it for a few minutes. Cook it for about 2 minutes. Let it get in there and soak up those juices. Heat up the mushrooms. Goodness gracious, it's going to be good. And you're going to use some evaporated milk. And you need to shake your can. You do want your heat up like this so that you can hear it sizzling and all, and you're going to add your evaporated milk. Now you just put your little holes at the top and you just start pouring this in. This is going to turn into that creamy wonderfulness, which is stroganoff. You got to keep stirring. Stir, stir, stir. Scrape the bottom and get the juicy good bits up off the bottom. Now at this point you may want to turn it down just a smidgen. And folks, you have got you some stroganoff. Now this stuff gets better the longer that it sits. So I advise you to, my advice is to turn it on low for 20 minutes. Put the lid on and come back occasionally and stir. And if this is getting too thick for your liking, you can always pour in just a little bit of water to make it just as thick and as creamy as you would like it. Okay, now there's one secret that I have not told you about, and I didn't put it in the ingredients, but these things right here, sweet peas, if I don't want to cook an extra dish, what I do is just throw some in the pot. So here we go. Let's put some in. There we go. Right at the end, you'll want to stir this in, and you'll also want to stir in your sour cream. So what we're going to do with the sour cream is we're going to put some of this hot liquid in here to temper it. There we go. And we're just going to stir, stir, stir that up to get it tempered and then add it. So turn your heat off. Get this tempered. We don't want it to split. Get it tempered good. Stir, stir, stir. Stir it all together. You're just about done. That looks so good. We got to get a little out to taste, and I got to let that cool. So we need a mushroom, some meat, and some of those cute little green peas. All right. Okay, folks, we got the stroganoff cooked, and I've got a little taste right here, and we have to taste it to see if everything's going to be delicious when we put it over the noodles. So let me get a taste right here. That is just right. But I might need another taste just to see. You see this fork right here? You see this stroganoff right here? I'm going in. I love stroganoff, love mushrooms, love all the stuff. Look at that bite. It's a little hot. Here we go. Well, folks, you're gonna love this. Go make you some. I'm gonna go eat. See you later. Love you. Bye.